So we're going to look at how to avoid getting sacked in Madden Mobile. Right here at the very beginning of the play where you see the defensive end rushing down, we know that that's going to go one or two ways. Either you're going to keep dropping back and you're going to get sacked, or you're going to try to roll out to the right and then you're going to get sacked. And so that's kind of been the problem that's been plaguing people with this game. So I'm actually going to show a way that you can get out of the defensive end taking the outside route on that edge rush. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and glide your joystick to the left, and that will cause your tackle to engage the defensive end, and it'll cause the defensive end to over pursue on the inside, which will then allow you to be able to roll out. And with this example, just rolling a little bit to the left before we roll out to the right, we got the defensive end basically running towards the sideline more than he is running towards the quarterback. And so doing that just completely neutralizes what's typically the biggest threat in the entire defensive side of the ball, which is huge. Another important thing to note is even if it didn't go exactly the plan in tying the defensive end up, it still did give you a way to be able to buy time and still be able to roll out to the right where you can see the read that you're looking for and make the pass. So even if the defensive end doesn't get blocked, it still gives you the time to make a good throw. So making this video, what I did is I did 10 head-to-head drives, and then I put in an all-bronze offensive line so that the time I was generating in the pocket while I was doing this was being made entirely by this method of moving the quarterback and can't be contributed to anything else. So these are two of the drives. All drives were scores, so I didn't cherry pick any ones that had the best results. This is honestly just what happens on just a day-to-day basis with this method. It does take practice, it will take work, you do have to perfect some of the methods with it, but when you get it down, it honestly does work very well. Important thing to note is that, so you can buy the time in the pocket, but it's still very dependent on being able to read your coverages and make smart throws. Buying that extra few seconds in the pocket isn't going to help you if a few extra seconds isn't going to help you find a good place to put the ball. So that's one very important thing to note. Another thing to take note of is that this was all done against 4-3 defenses, just because those are the most common that you'll see. There are 4-3-4 teams, and that's going to be the Patriots, the Steelers, the Buccaneers, and the Chargers. So it's still going to be the same. The only difference there is that your edge rusher is going to be sometimes the left outside linebacker instead of the left end, but he's still on the line of scrimmage. He's still the last guy on the line of scrimmage that's creating the edge rush. So that's one important thing to note. Another thing I'll say is that, with this, obviously you're taking control of the quarterback as soon as you snap the ball, but it is actually very particularly important that you do control the quarterback as soon as you snap the ball. Some people will go as far as to, be pressing down on the joystick before the ball is snapped. The reason for that being is there's three reasons. First of all, it lets you do what we talked about here. Second of all, if you wait to take control of the joystick, your receiver buttons will actually take longer to pop up. So even if you have an open read, it won't let you pass the ball because you didn't take early control of the quarterback. So it's a little nuance to the game, but sometimes it can make a big difference. So do not let the CPU control your quarterback. Always do that manually. And then third of all, it kind of ties into the second reason, is when you are countered with lower medium severity counters, there will be a delay in your receiver buttons popping up. And so if you're taking manual control, then that eliminates the CPU control as the reason that there is the delay. Basically, it allows you to know that you're facing a low and medium severity counter as it's going on. There is, the coverage indicators, but those aren't 100%, where a coverage indicator and a delay in the buttons coming up is 100%. So take control of your quarterback immediately. So that's my breakdown on how to not get sacked in Madden Mobile.